It's comics, it's Girls Talk Comics. Hello, all you listeners, and welcome to the newest line in Girls Talk Comics Sound Bits. This is a YouTube-only deal and currently has no working title. Submissions are open. This bit will almost exclusively be an Erin-only endeavor. Every time a new previews book drops, I love going through it, seeing what upcoming titles I need to add to my list, and then dropping the word to y'all. And well, I'm really tired of typing it out and tweeting it, and this seemed like a quicker way to spread the message with no character limits. This is all a work in progress, so bear with me as I fine-tune the details. Feedback is definitely welcome through a comment, a message, or a note through the Girls Talk Comics Fireside contact page. Links are in the Linktree in the description. As a general note, Free Comic Book Day is coming up with a new date, August 14th, 2021. Keep an eye out on your local comic shop to see what they're doing for the day and to get a peek at all the cool books coming out. I'm hoping to get my hands on a copy of Enter the House of Slaughter from the Something is Killing the Children verse, the Critical Role, words are hard, Witcher combo book, the Black and Calexic special, or Who Sparked the Montgomery Bus Boycott book that captures an all-ages perspective about the civil rights movement. There are tons of books coming out, so plan ahead, if you want. Let's go ahead and jump into those books now. We're tackling this by the publisher, so hopefully this will be smooth and y'all can keep up. If not, the video can be conveniently paused and played at your own rate. Image is really coming out swinging this summer. Fans of Mark Millar, Tommy Lee Edwards, and Jupiter's Legacy should certainly celebrate as a 5-part sequel drops June 16th. With a $5.99 price point and 56 pages, this series premieres a follow-up to the Netflix 2021 show dropping May 7th. Learn all the secrets of the Garden of Eden and the consequences for the Sampson family in Jupiter's Legacy Requiem. Following that, number 1 is the introduction to the Spawn universe. Literally called Spawn's Universe. This one-shot is an introduction to the 3 new Spawn titles and characters joining the Image lineup. If you're looking forward to Gunslinger Spawn and the Spawn Team book, you should definitely pick it up. It drops June 30, will cost $5.99, and have a whole 56 pages. But if you're looking for something more fun, might I recommend the 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton. Imagine this. You were a TV sidekick, but the hero is the most disliked action star in the industry. His status? Dead. Your status? Member of the reunion team intent on finding who killed him. So are you a fan of comedy and murder mysteries? You're probably going to like this mashup. Also, Kyle and Chris have promised a stuntman war in this story, and seeing what they did with this, or at least what Kyle did with Assassination, I'm stoked. It drops June 9th, has a $3.99 price point, and is 32 pages long. I'm not going to leave you only with number 1s. I know some of us like to read collected series after they're done, so I suppose now is as good of time as ever to announce that June will see the end of Birthright and Stray Dogs. Birthright 50 and Stray Dogs number 5 are coming our way, which means that those of us, me, who miss out on all the singles, me, will finally be able to read it. Us is still me, though. Still very much me. I can finally read them in their completion. Can't leave Dark Horse out of the mix, though. Have you heard of this guy named Aubrey Sitterston? He wrote No One Left to Fight, which was action-packed and like a colorful punch to the face. Frankly, I expect that, and have been promised more in his 5-part series, The Worst Dudes. The creative team has promised us a hilarious, aggressively weird, willfully vulgar detective story, and those are their exact words. Want to check it out? Look for it on June 2nd. Parasomnia is defined as abnormal or unusual behavior of the nervous system during sleep. For Colin Bunn and Andrea Muti, though, it's the premise of their upcoming Dark Horse title dropping June 30th. In this world, a lone man grieves his lost son while trying to save the world from a cult looking to control the dreamscape and collapse reality. I bet we can totally expect some horror, if not some body horror too. It's kind of Bunn's thing. Have you heard of Orphan and the Five Beasts yet? It's a great little series about an orphan who saves her fantasy world with the power of Kung Fu and a disciplined soul. The fourth and final issue drops in June, meaning those of you who missed the singles can look for a collected series soon. And surprisingly enough, this doesn't include me this time. I got the singles. I also think Sonic fans can definitely enjoy this year. It's the 30th anniversary and a special drops this June. It's going to have 3 stories in this 80-page, $8.99 issue. Sonic goes searching for Chaos Emeralds in the Seasons of Chaos story. Whew, Dr. Eggman turns a year older in Dr. Eggman's birthday. And Sonic learns to drive. That's the actual name of the story, too. Though I'm really more curious, how old is Dr. Eggman? IDW is hitting hard with emotions this summer and fall. They have a book dropping in September called The Girl and the Glim. And look, this is going to be an ideal book for kiddos or even the adult who needs to be reminded that being scared is okay and that being vulnerable can build strong friendships. It's from India Swift, is 120 pages long, and will be $12.99. IDW is also pretty amazing with how many licenses they own, right? Like, they own the license to Godzilla. You like monsters, right? Maybe? I know there's a lot of Godzilla versus Kong conversations right now, so I don't know who's popular. But if you like the giant lizard, the god of monsters, you may have already known that there are Godzilla books. IDW is printing World of Monsters this summer, and it's going to be collecting the Gangsters and Goliaths, Cataclysm, and Oblivion stories. It's a massive 376-page collection coming in at $29.99. IDW is also dropping a new USAGI Yojimbo series called The Dragon Bellow Conspiracy. It's a 6-parter, and we readers have been promised that this is a series that even new readers can jump in on. You know, I've never read a USAGI Yojimbo series, and it's on my read list. I'm wondering if this is even a book that I need to jump in on just to finally get it off of there. It drops in June with a $3.99 price point. Definitely hit your LCS up about this one. If y'all have opinions about whether or not I should read it, let me know. But when I first started reading comics, I was pretty indifferent towards the publisher Boom Studios. But they are dropping some titles that I have to check out. Like Bun's second title of this episode, Basilisk. 5 folks are bound together as a beast called Chimera. But one of them, Reagan, escaped. Her past comes to haunt her, though, and she finds that she has to hunt her past allies down. Also, she has deadly eyes. Like a basilisk, right? I figured it out! Guess there's going to be some cool play with senses in this book, too, and it drops June 2nd. Another of these Boom series, though, is Save Yourself. Rumor has it that it's for fans of magical girls and magical adventures, pop stars and secrets, and battles with space monsters. There's just so much about it that really grabs me and my attention. Again, magical world, space battles, bright colors. What else could you ask for? It drops June 16th. Let's get a little bit more indie with some Aftershock. Out of Body number 1 drops June 2 and is a new sci-fi thriller coming out into the world. Dan wakes up almost dead and uses the powers of astral projection to solve his own attempted murder. He's helped by a beautiful mystic, is hunted by a dude named August, and there's a demon. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but the colors are bomb as heck. You can judge me for my old language, I do not care. It looks bomb as heck. It's got a cool atmosphere of black and white with some splats of rainbow color, and I love that stuff. Aftershock is also dropping a title from Paul Tobin and Andrea Moody called Bunny Mask, which is a new horror series breaking out into the world. I don't really understand the premise, but it involves a woman who was sealed in a cave and then released by a madman and is connected to a girl murdered 14 years ago, but she had been sealed in the cave since the start of time. I'm not doing the math. I brought it up because I think horror fans will really like this. And I think there are some out there who are pretty excited. I've at least seen the Twitterverse bring it up a couple times. That's just a quick rundown of what's coming out, but I want to tell you about some titles that I'm really looking forward to the most. One of these titles is called Compass. From Robert McKenzie, Dave Walker, and Justin Greenwood, Compass is about Shahida El Amin's journey from Baghdad to Britain to find the secret of eternal life. It's an image series, and it's a 5-parter, starting June 16th. Black Hammer Reborn. This series, Black Hammer is the newest superhero universe, I think, and frankly, the first I've ever enjoyed. And this series picks up 20 years after the end of the last series, when our heroes have moved on, settled down, and their lives have started to crumble around them. Black Hammer totally pulls on the tropes of the well-known big two superheroes, but is newer, has less than a decade worth of canon, and easy to jump in for newer readers who want to get in on the superhero gig and are a little intimidated by the extensive history of Marvel or DC. The first issue of this series, though, Black Hammer Reborn, drops June 23rd, and it's on my pool. Alright, I'm a sucker for sad stories. Like, the sadder the better. So Better Place immediately grabbed my attention. Dylan's a young kid who teamed up with his grandpa, and they were known as Red, Rocket, and Kid Cosmo. But Dylan now finds himself in a new place, alone, and with the knowledge that his hero, his grandpa, has moved on to a better place. Dylan doesn't get that, though, and feeling brave and lonely, Dylan dons his sidekick gear and goes off searching for this better place and his grandpa. It's a story about grief and family, and y'all better expect some tears from me whenever I read this. Good Luck from Boom Studios. Never mind the concept of this book. Stefano's art just drew me in, and that's the only reason I'm buying it. I'm just kidding. In the universe for this book, luck is quantifiable and something we're all born with. Of course, this totally comes with a social hierarchy, right? The answer is yes! And at the bottom of it are what we have dubbed, or at least those in the universe, I wasn't involved with this creative choice, but they're called the unfortunate. Those are the ones with no luck, and they're at the bottom. But in this book, they're also the ones that can save the day. It's also a short miniseries, 5-parter, and it begins June 23rd. If you like collecting covers, this might also be one for you because number 1 has a foil. Tilly Walden has a collection of her stories coming out in Alone in Space from Avery Hill Publishing. I've only read one of her stories. We did an episode about it for the podcast, and it was impactful and beautiful. Alone in Space is a collection of some of her earlier works, her long-form works, and her webcomic. The webcomic has never before been collected, so this is the first time in print. Some people might scoff at the price point, but I think her work is very well worth it. The quality of her art, the quality of her writing. Just, you want a good graphic novel, pick it up. I know I'm going to be getting Alone in Space. Our last issue number on this list of Erin's top wants from the next few months is The Girl from the Sea from Graphics. This book has been on my list since I first saw it on Molly Knox Ostertag's Twitter. A young girl lives on an island and desperately wants to escape. She's unhappy. Her life at home sucks, and she just wants to graduate and move on. But she meets another girl who might be a bit more like her than she expected. even though one of them lives on land and the other under the sea. It's definitely like coming of age teen romance, and I'm here for that. It just is sentimental. Also, I really like critiquing fictional teenagers on their decisions. I'm just kidding. I think it just looks really, really cute. Anyways, thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this brief overview of upcoming series and enjoyed it thoroughly. If you liked it and want to hear us, me and Jess, more, find us at any of the links in the link tree below. And if you feel like we deserve a comic or a Demon Slayer Inosuke 8-inch plush, Inosuke? I don't know. I just know a lot of people talk about Demon Slayer. Whatever. Donate to our Ko-Fi. And if you have any ideas about a working title, please let us know. Talk to y'all next time. Bye.